One.
Left off.
Yes, lift off. We're going.
Lift off. We're going. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to session 2 of Star Wars Legends of the Outer Rim. We are picking up this week where we left off last week, which is on a planet in the backwaters of the Urwal system, Urwal sector system. Trying to decide whether or not to load up a medical droid onto the ship.
Of course, we're keeping the medical droid.
I should...
The medical droid that committed genocide.
He did not!
I mean, first of all, genocide is wiping out an entire species. If Matey wiped out anyone, it was 20 people.
Planet side.
Yeah, I guess technically that is right.
Yeah, there were only like a dozen people on the planet, but
a bit misleading, but technically correct.
Which technically makes him a serial killer.
Side.
He didn't kill anyone.
However, he didn't kill anyone.
Accidental planet side.
Yes, but we're assholes.
No, he didn't do it. Did you even read the Google Doc?
Yes, but we're assholes.
I didn't actually. I haven't had time. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
that's all right.
Also, Jury asks...
Anyone who's...
No, you go ahead, Dave.
To anyone who's confused about this, this is Bucky's backstory. Who's playing? Bucky is playing the medical droid R.A. Matey, or Matey short.
Holy crap! I'm sorry. No. Continue. I'll explain later.
I role played out with Bucky some backstory before he joined the crew.
Because he hates me.
Because I enjoy torturing all of my players, sometimes personally.
He's hinted at
Leave
this
my
stuff
precious robot son alone.
No.
No.
I recorded a lot of this exchange in a Google Doc, kind of flavouring it as the data file records that the droid was keeping as he went along on his job, and now that the crew of the Blue Aster have turned up on this planet and have to decide whether or not to accept Matey as one of their crew, they have been provided with access to the data files in order to kind of assess whether Bucky's story is accurate or not. Does anyone who's read the document want to kind of summarize what you got out of it?
Essentially, from what it sounds like, there was some sort of blight on... Actually, I'm going to do this in character as Beetle. So I'm trying to understand this, you bet, and let me give this a try. Is this how it went for you? Like, this was a mining colony, and some kind of sick sort of coming through people, and everybody kind of got the sick. This was after someone got her legs chopped off or something. And
there was a mining accident, and Matey had to amputate one of the miners' legs. Yes.
Yeah. Them's the words. You bet. So then people starts getting sick, and the brother of the person whose legs eggs got chopped
Thorg
was all pissy at ya, and but then they got sick, and the only person who didn't seem to be dead from either being sick or from the looks of things being murdered was, that bossy type guy who, from the looks of things, killed the shit out of the brother and then hauled ass. Does that sound about right?
Quick question. Can Matey hear all of this?
Yeah, she's saying it to Matey for the purpose of confirmation.
saying it over the intercom, presumably.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, was over the intercom.
Do I got that right?
Matey sounds horrified as he says, Murder?
What?
No,
you go ahead.
And then he starts stammering a little bit, and then he goes, I had assumed it was a very unfortunate accident involving blasters.
Yes, he accidentally killed him.
Oh, bless your heart, matey.
Poor
No.
stupid bastard.
No, but looking over this, it seems like Vimes is dirty. You said you had, it's not morphine. What was the drug called?
Morpholon.
You had Morpholon going missing from your medical supplies.
I did, yes. And Prospector...
He said he'd look into it, but nothing came of it.
So that's not his fault, necessarily.
It is his fault if he was the one taking them. Look, this guy has got sketchy written all over him. He disappears from the hangar where you found Thorg's murdered body. Everyone mysteriously dies of some illness, and he's modified your memory banks, matey.
He straight up killed him.
Look, there's this exchange. There's this exchange here between you, Thorg, and this other miner, this Rhodian called
Trex.
Trex. Script.
Trex. Am I muted?
No, you're not. Sorry, Trex. You just have to keep getting the Star Trek references in, don't you?
Shut up. That wasn't.
No, it's not good, but it's Trex. Trek? No, okay.
Trex. Trex. Snillis Trex, I think is his.
That's right.
Trex is his surname.
Snillis Trex. And there's this Rhodian called Trex. There were things that Thorg was saying that he's redacted from your memories.
Yeah, I was wondering what all that was about.
Listen, I'm going to see if I can retrieve them. Dave, can I do that remotely, or would I have to get him on board?
I can work on it from here with some computer programming.
You probably need to get him on board and have direct access to these data banks.
I'm going to try and see if...
Look up the roles room.
I'm going to see if I can dig out those redacted memories, but I'd need to get you on board first.
Dave... Oh.
I'm sorry.
I think we were asking last week if there were any gas masks to avoid, the airborne infection.
Yes, there will be.
But wouldn't the airborne infection still be able to clean the clothing? Or are we going with the the Star Wars fantasy equivalent of airborne?
I have a thought. We could just bring Matey into the airlock, then lift off, get off the planet, and do some sort of anti-Andromeda strain scrub. I mean, the vacuum's not going to kill him.
That's true.
That is true. Yeah.
So put me in the airlock, take off, and then we bolt him to the floor and open the airlock.
No. We just
make sure he doesn't murder you.
Yeah, make sure he doesn't murder us.
Actually, Beetle's saying this in character. Okay, so we get him into the whooshy space door, whatever. The airlock, that's what it's called. And we wash him off so we don't get none of them germs on us. And make sure they're all dead. Then we let him in, and if we need to, we can tase him or whatever.
Truly, you are a wordsmith, Vital.
Is it just me, or does Vital sound like a mid-rank 1920s New York gangster?
Well,
we'll hose him down.
I mean, originally, for saying murder and other things, was going into a New York Boston-esque accent, and then this last phrase was all that. I'm just okay.
Yeah, you see,
I'm walking here. No, I love it. It was just funny to me.
It is good.
Actually, it kind of fits your character.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to say that sure, medical droids are all, given the fact that they are medical droids, they are designed to be resilient to being thoroughly sterilized and autoclaved and things, just to
Maybe they're made of brass, because brass has natural antibacterial properties, I've read.
Space
Oh,
brass.
something about space brass. Yes. So
we're
that
just spraying down with the hose.
so that would certainly work if you wanted to.
Mac is in favour of that. She wants this poor soul taken on board.
You down with that, matey?
Absolutely. I would certainly love to find out what happened here in hopes that it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I'm on board with you there. Come on then.
Here.
Follow Ellie.
Phew. Okay, sorry. And
that in character?
I got. No, that was
Good.
me sneezing.
If it was in character,
I
maybe
gotta
would
be
have a
real.
conniption.
It's just a
I gotta be
sneeze.
real here. Me personally, I just ain't a fan of the whole memory erasing thing, so I'm totally up with getting all that redacted, unredacted, or whatever.
Yeah, we're on the same page there, Vital.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Alright, so-
apart from it being a gross violation of his rights as a living it's inconvenient. Yeah.
It's okay.
No, yeah, I'm with you.
Matey does follow Ellie.
Ellie leads him back to the ship to be picked up, making excited beeping noises, which roughly translate to "new friend, new friend, new friend."
Yes, I'm quite fond of you as well.
Yay!
Just before we move on, probably not, but just out of curiosity, did anyone else find anything suspicious in the document that they wanted to bring up?
Well,
Or-
I did, but because you pointed it out for me, I'm not allowed to say anything.
Yeah, I've given you out of character information, which will, if nobody has noticed it, I will
Mac
bring
is-
it up as we go.
Mac has noticed other fishy things, so I think she's going to notice it eventually, all being well.
This is a tricky thing for me because, on the one hand, actually no, squibs are all about bartering, so Beetle wouldn't actually be great at dealing with contracts. So she'd have gotten some skill in it, but she wouldn't be great at, like, sifting through that sort of shit. So, I didn't notice anything.
Okay.
I didn't
Sorry,
either,
that was
so.
completely unintelligible. Whatever.
It's okay.
The issue is, as a DM, I probably would have spotted immediately, and I'd be like, and Boots wouldn't care. He probably hasn't even watched it yet. He's just standing by the door, making sure nothing happens.
Bonnie's
With
there.
this big ass gun that I just looked up what it looks like. That thing's huge.
That's the point, isn't it?
What?
I looked it up, right? And that's the one I linked in chat is like the more like version that's under like is probably what it looks like. But I found one that's like half of a human. It's huge. It makes no sense. And I'm just like, I would love that for comedic effect, but no, I'll go with the Gatling gun.
Okay.
Boots isn't compensating for anything.
Um,
Mac doesn't make that joke every time she can.
I would love it. Like, okay, you know what? Never mind. I have an idea, but I'll wait.
Sorry?
I was just gonna say, so does Matey get decontaminated and stuff?
I'm just wondering who and what should make a roll for that.
My god, someone making a roll besides Andrea? Oh, by the way, Andrea said
Shit.
she'd be late, so we started without her.
That's right. That's right. Could I get Mac to roll some kind of mechanical check?
Some kind of mechanical check. Just like mechanical in general. Mechanical rather than technical, yeah? No, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
Would be mechanical.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
just roll.
Just looking at your sheet and see if you've got anything specific there.
Droid probe, droid repair, blast repair, starfighter repair, astrogation, communications, sensor, starfighter pilot. No, I'll just roll a straight mech, which is
I was about to say either mech or technical, but they're both 4D. So
both 4D. Yeah. Hashtag 4V6. It's thinking about it. There we go. Ooh. Ugh. Ugh.
That's not very good.
It's 11.
Um,
Ugh.
um,
And I'm having some trouble. Can you give me a hand?
Yeah, sure.
See what I did there?
yeah, I see what you did there.
I'm role-playing, Dave.
Just before I was going to start role-playing it, the consequences of that.
Consequences. Hang on.
You get infected. Good job.
Hillary, roll me,
Dave, you're an anonymous dingo.
I guess,
See.
technical.
Yeah.
I get over technical.
What the?
Mechanical or technical,
Yeah.
whichever's better for you.
And this, folks, is why we have 2 mechanics.
Hey.
I tried to think of another funny name to be this session, but I couldn't, so I'm just mechanic again.
I need to change my name.
Yeah, you're also 43, so it's maybe just
There we go.
that's a bit better. I think between you managed to rig up something that will thoroughly decontaminate the airlock. I think at first you try and do the kind of the thing from Firefly where you take off with the outer door slightly open so that it sucks all the air out, which is.
Well, that would suck Matey out too.
Well, it depends how small you made the.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's just very slightly open.
Yeah, just open a crack, and Matey can kind of hang on,
Also,
and presumably so can Ellie.
Ellie's. Mac kind of wanted to bring Ellie back in, but Ellie is insisting on staying with Matey for moral support, and also because she might be infected too now.
Baby.
Smart Ellie.
Like she puts forward like I might also be infected from an airborne thing, so I'd better be decontaminated too. But she really just wants to look after Matey.
Aww. Baby.
Okay, so first you manage to suck all the air out of the airlock before kind of closing it up and letting it repressurize with air from inside the ship, and then you give them a good hose down with some
Space hose.
Sorry?
Space hose. You just go in there and hose him down.
Yeah.
You just go in there and hose him down.
And with like alcohol spirit or something to make sure everything's completely decontaminated and rid of. And I'm going to say that's fine. And now
Awesome.
Matey is safe to come aboard. May or may
Alright.
not be safe to come aboard anyway. But they're definitely safe to come aboard.
Mac opens up the interior side of the airlock door. All right, welcome aboard.
Hello. Dave, I don't know how he works, so just curious, does he detect vast amounts of bacteria in a certain section of the ship?
Is he Mo from Wall-E?
I mean, he already basically is, but
Knowing the crew, I think, and knowing that it's it's an industrial ship, but it's kind of probably
There's
hasn't
kind
seen
of filth everywhere.
it hasn't seen much of a mopping down. Hasn't had much of a mopping down in its time. Unless anyone
No.
on the crew was going to say
Not really.
have taken that on as their job. No.
Nope.
I mean, occasionally, if the gunk starts, interfering with the circuitry or whatever.
When the gunk
maybe.
starts to build up, then we'll
the
give
gunk
it a
starts
clean.
to move.
Yeah, when the gunk starts to move, that's Beetle's fault usually.
If we have to
Oh,
move
God.
if we have to move the gunk out of the way, then we need to clean it.
Boots' room was probably clean.
Boots'
Purely
room
out
was
of-
probably fucking
out of
like
purely
out of-
spotless.
Because
Yeah,
he's probably got that kind of military
Yeah,
Everything
everything is like
should fit.
everything's like folded, nice, neat corners. Everything's very
Brux's
clean.
room is probably the cleanest place in the entire ship.
And he lets no one in his room. He says for safety precautions because he has a lot of weapons, and if any one of them goes off, the entire ship is in trouble.
knock a hole inside the ship.
So when the door opens, Matey says, "Hello, and then he stops, and then he just stares.
It's a kind of
Anna still just has like,
stare.
Anna
gonna
just
say, you
standing
can't-
there. She still has like a bunch of oil just down her overalls.
I'm gonna say you
Dave?
can't detect you can't detect that there's a big nexus of bacteria in Beetle's direction, but you need to do kind of swaps and things for that. But you can tell that this is a ship which has not been cleaned in quite some time.
So, yeah, he just stops and he stares.
You alright there, robot?
He
You,
was just spinning his cannon.
you
Um,
good?
He just kind of stares, and then he revs up his cleaning materials, walks to the nearest wall, and starts scrubbing.
Whoa, 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 whoa. She gets one
Yeah.
side of him and waits for Mac to get the other.
Yep.
Hold up there, Captain Clean. Listen, hey.
He looks. He goes, "Yes."
Something's screwy with your memory banks, remember? We need to look into that and find out if Vimes is tampered with anything else, alright?
But this place is filthy. You could get sick just staying in here, let alone the pathogen down on the planet.
Well, alright,
place
but
is-
listen, matey, if you want to be an effective medical droid, you need to make sure that you're operating within your parameters and what have you, alright? When was the last time someone maintained you?
Very well.
Alright, come on, man. And,
Sit your ass down and let the robot doctor do the robot doctor thing. She's very good at it.
I think you'll find this is the robot doctor, Fetal.
The robot doctor.
That's what I was saying.
Again, truly a wordsmith. Right, come on, let's take a look at you, matey.
So
Every time Beetle talks, I just imagine them in a suit holding a Tommy gun. Like, yay!
Do that
I'm
shit.
a spaceship.
I desperately want to draw that,
Go ahead.
but I don't have the skill. Oh god. But anyway, so yeah, maybe
Gotcha, Star Wars right here.
Nerds.
I got your
Yeah,
force right
maybe-
here, see?
maybe goes
It's
with
just
Mac.
baseball bat that says Star Wars on it.
Could I get Dali to roll me a droid programming?
You certainly can. My droid programming is 5D, so let's have a look. 18.
Yes.
Smarty is analytical engineer.
Yes.
Just having a think about what the possibilities here are.
Well, first things first, she wants to unbury the buried memories and see if there's any other signs of tampering.
Mhm.
And you know why.
I do know why, yeah.
What do I have to roll to know in character? Or can I just look over the loading screen more carefully?
I'm gonna say that I'll explain that in a second. That you do find and you notice an irregularity, and the implications of that irregularity as you're working on the problem of recovering the data. Recovering the data is quite hard. I might get you to
Roll again.
have another roll at it in a minute to see whether you can decrypt what's been deleted, because again it's been deleted. It's not it's not straightforward. It's not like the droid has a recycle bin that you can just go and empty. It looks like it's been deliberately removed. So
The point is, she hasn't
it's,
botched, so she hasn't destroyed the information by mistake.
yeah.
Like, basically, if Vimes had been better with droids, he probably could have scrubbed it entirely, but these amateurs, they leave things behind. Is my thinking.
Yes.
Oh shit, you're gonna tell me that Vimes is actually an expert droid programmer, and now... Oh, I've changed my mind, it's gone.
And it's gone.
The one thing that does occur to you, sorry, I'm just checking, switching between my background documents. One thing that does strike you as you're looking over the databanks again is that you notice one of the errors on load up, which you'd kind of ignored before because it just seemed like it was given the fact that you
I was
tend to
skimming
hack
because I
your-
wanted to... because we were more interested in finding out what happened to
And
the
also-
robot.
and also with you being someone who kind of hacks old droids together and reprograms them, it seemed to you just one of those things that you do to get a droid up and running.
But considering this isn't a scrapped droid, it's
Yeah.
a droid that was working in a medical capacity on a station, on a outpost. I'm now kind of going,
It's
oh,
about-
hang on.
It's about the local operating parameters. Local operating parameters for a droid, for a medical droid, are basically all of its medical knowledge, all of the stuff that it knows about its decision-making abilities and things. Basically, when a medical droid is presented with, say, somebody who comes in with a broken leg, in order for the droid to know that the appropriate response to that is to kind of stitch up the broken leg rather than cutting the patient's arm off, that would be in the local operating parameters. There was an error at load up that says that the local operating parameters did not match the Republic standard database. I'll just read out what the error said. If modifications have been made to the treatment protocols in these LOPs, please ensure that they have been properly validated before use with patients. Use of unvalidated LOPs will render the MedTech Droid Smart guarantee void and may incur legal proceedings against the installation management authorization required before proceeding. The technician was required to actually be there to say, yes, we definitely want to do this before the droid could be turned on.
She backs away. I've not found your redacted memories yet, matey, but I've got some questions for you.
I hope I will answer to the best of my abilities.
Of course you will. Do you remember anything before Red Bluffs Prospect?
No,
Um,
I'm going to say
I'm
absolutely not.
I'm afraid not.
Damn. Alright,
Oh, that's creepy.
alright, you're all gonna need to know this, but, this is someone has been irresponsible at best, and I'm trying to look for the adjective that means sabotage.
Murderous.
Yeah. And,
Malevolent.
malevolent at worst.
Viciously.
Matey, how to put this? Your medical operating parameters aren't within the Republic standard.
What? But I
He really is a pirate.
only want to help.
I have no doubt of that, matey, and I'm sure you have been doing so to the best of your ability, but someone either hasn't updated your parameters or has intentionally changed them. And someone on the station someone on the on the colony had to okay this, or someone who transferred you to the colony. Someone along the way okayed using a medical droid with, is it out of date parameters or just?
It just says it's the equivalent of, I don't know, it's the equivalent of the a hash being wrong after a download.
Okay.
So it could mean anything. It could be
Okay.
that it's if it was out of date, then it would have probably recognised it as that it was just old.
Yeah. Okay, look,
They've been
old. It's good.
tampered with
Yeah, yeah.
in some way.
somewhere along the way, you were tampered with, and someone conscious of that still allowed you to perform as a medical droid on this colony. And that's not on you, matey, because you didn't know and you had no control over it. But someone was either cutting corners, or they wanted to make sure that
Being a real asshole.
They wanted to
bet.
make sure that he couldn't save the colonists.
Did I hurt anyone?
I don't know, matey. Certainly not intentionally. I will have to look back over your memories. I don't know how thorough your last memory wipe was. Maybe we can find out more information, but the first step is to find out what Vimes didn't want anyone knowing about what Thorg said.
Okay, if that's what you want to do next, then roll me another droid programming check.
Droid
This is gonna be
programming.
fun, you bet.
Program the droid.
Beetle actually walks up and puts one of her hands on probably Matey's hip or his thigh or something, since short. And she says, I ain't never been a big fan of all this forced
Dally.
droid labor by shithead stuff. So
Okay.
I'm gonna see what I can find out about you, because I want to help you. You bet.
Oh, I'm not forced by any means. I'm happy to help.
Sally,
You
what
misunderstand me. I mean the memory stuff.
Do you need
Oh
help again?
Jesus! Is there an option for rerolls? Because that
It
sucks.
sucks.
happened?
It's not a bot,
Yeah.
but I rolled an 11 on 5d6.
Wait, guys, remember. Character points.
Yeah, you might want to.
Can I spend a character point?
Remind me how those work.
Yeah, I need to be reminded.
You get to add dice to the roll.
Where do we keep track of our character points?
It should be on the character sheet. I should have really been giving
Oh,
you.
yep, here it is. How many do we start with? One?
Let's say 6.
6?
Thank
Cool.
you.
And do
Yeah,
those
if everyone takes 6,
do those reset every day, or?
something like that. It's a bit the official rules are a bit vague on how character points regen.
Well, we'll play it by whatever you say. So I'm going to roll another d6 and pray to God it's not a 1. It's a 3, so I get a 14 total. Should I spend more character point?
Do you need help?
Does Anna have any droid programming ability? Marty?
She has computer programming.
Can I get Ellie to help in any way? Actually, let me just look and see if Ellie actually has anything.
And communications.
Oh, yeah, Ellie has computer programming and repair, but she doesn't have anything to do with other droids.
I have security.
No.
I have a thought, but it's a little odd, and it would involve a bit of role playing. So, Dave, feel free to nix this if it's bullshit. Essentially, my thought is, Beetle has friends, or at least some people who owe her favors all over the galaxy, particularly on inhabited sort of drop-off planets. And if nothing else, she could barter for someone to try and get the information out of Matey wherever it is we're going.
Did I
Oh,
put
sure,
it in
yeah,
a wrench and call it percussive maintenance?
No.
Don't you
I'm-
dare.
It's like fixing amnesia with another bump on the head.
You just hit them again.
I'm totally okay with having you take Matey to some kind of specialist to
Retrieve the memories.
to retrieve the memories. That would
I
have
guess
been
the main
my
thing would be making sure it's one that's trustworthy. Uh,
That is
I
the-
kind of want to see if I can invoke Beetle's shady business ability here, just because. Well, I'll PM you what I'm thinking.
sure.
It's a little involved.
Okay.
While you're doing that, Mac just kind of rocks back on the balls of her feet and wipes her hair away from, sort of brushes her hair away from her face. He did a bit of a number there. I'm having some trouble. He's clearly no expert. The memories are still there. I just can't access them. I'm not used to working with your kind of programming, I suppose. But listen, apart from anything else, matey, we're going to have to get you looked at to get your parameters updated to be within the Republic standard. Republic standard.
Oh, gag.
Legal.
Sorry.
No.
To be within the Republic standard. We need to... Yeah, we need to make sure that we do that before you can practice any kind of medicine, just to be on the safe side.
Can I at least clean this place?
I don't know. Well, not really. Well, I guess, but you're gonna have to stay out of his room. He just points at Boots and her room.
He no longer has a cannon, but he has the other incredibly large rifle-esque weapon. Because having
Beetle
that
looks-
thing in this small room wouldn't really make sense.
Vito looks vaguely offended for a moment, but then says, "Yeah, that's."
Neither
that's
of them
fair.
like people
You
going
bet."
in their room.
Yeah, we're not going to subject the new droid to that.
Beetle's-
I don't mind people going in my room. I mind them taking things out of my room.
I mind your room existing, if I'm perfectly honest, V.
I like
What
your
is the
room.
matter with those two rooms?
Oh, you
His
don't...
room is
has
full
it.
of guns, and her room is full of.
You know what? You
stuff.
don't need to worry yourself too much about what's in Beetle's room. Just consider that beyond your remit for the time being. I don't
exists.
see any. I don't
That's all
see
you
any
need to
harm
know.
in. I don't see any harm in you maybe doing a bit of cleaning around, the main deck and what have you. I mean, I don't suppose that can hurt any, can it? I mean, we'll keep an eye
I
on
don't
you,
see
but
it. You
Mm.
bet.
Could always do the laundry.
He starts cleaning immediately.
okay, eager little fella, aren't you? Ellie tries to help.
Oh, Ellie! It
Ellie's
hurts.
just got like a cloth over her head, and she's just rubbing against the wall.
Ellie has she's found a cloth from somewhere, which actually ends up being Mac's jacket, Mac's long coat, and attempts to clean with it. Ellie, that's not for. Oh, never mind. She's happy.
Beetle disappears into her room briefly and comes out with a Rolodex, because Star Wars was made in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah. Space Rolodex. It's a holodeck.
Space Rolodex, yes.
And she's...
Star
Dave,
Trek, get out of that Star Wars!
Dave, by sounds good, did you mean that it's okay if she knows someone specific?
I mean, shoot,
All right.
sure.
And would it be too happenstancey if... or would she be able to call them to the planet they're going to just to save time? Or would they be on a specific planet someplace else?
I think they'd probably be on a specific planet someplace else. It would probably take them, because I'm guessing they'd be planet bound, so they'd need to go and get a ship and kind of. But it's you'll be heading back to civilization at some point.
All right, let's just call it Planet X for now. And
Does
Yep.
Does
Sorry.
Beetle give the name of this person?
I don't have a name, but
Okay.
Beetle basically says, "Alright, so, I got a friend on, Planet X. This friend, really good with the droids. He's just got all the skills. All of them. All the skills.
Didn't he
Well,
try to
Mac
shoot
raises an eyebrow.
Boots was
I'm
just
not
kind of...
kidding. Their whole job before I met them was droids, and I'm pretty sure it's still what they're doing. Point is, they know this shit. And so, I'm figuring, we can go drop by. It ain't too far out of the way of some place we're going, and we can have them take a look, and I'll keep an eye on them, but I'm pretty sure they ain't gonna try and fuck with us, because they owe me one.
Alright, they owe
Oh,
you
Is
one.
this the one that tried shooting at us before?
Nah. Not a big fan of the guns.
Listen, V, are they trustworthy?
Beetle takes a deep breath and says, I can't be certain of that. I didn't know them too long, but I think they're proud, and I know for a fact that they owe me. So I don't think they'd go back up on that.
Well, I'll see that they don't.
I'll do
Or
my
else
best.
we have someone who is a fan of big guns. She jerks a thumb at Boots.
Yeah,
You have a
on the
problem
very
with
slim
everything.
chance that this shit goes wrong, yeah, you can handle it, you bet. This guy's like made out of pipe cleaners.
One of my first projects was a bit like that.
No, I was gonna say, I'm glad in Star Wars pipe cleaners are still a thing. They exist. I
He's
love
made
that.
of pipe cleaners. He's not actually made of pipe cleaners, is he?
Oh god, there's gotta be some kind of alien species that looks like they're made of pipe cleaners.
Unless he's gotten, like, really into the whole do-it-yourself body mod type thing, no.
Good.
DIY body mods. Arts and crafts body mods.
I think he'd be a bit too smart to do something that stupid.
Out of character, or he could be smart enough to think that he could get away with doing it.
True, And is it okay if I just make up a name off the top of my head, Dave?
Frank.
Sure, yeah.
His name's, well... Oh, actually, yes, that would be appreciated, but... Well, he was going by Garez last time I met him. Might have chosen to go by something else, just, leave the past where it's at, you know?
Yeah. I guess some people do that.
And, Rodian? Yeah, Rodian, yeah.
Okay. Are you planning on going straight there? Or are you thinking of, given you do have another passenger who's
Yeah.
kind of...
That's
Another two
what
passengers.
Beetle's
They
thinking
were here
about.
first.
Yeah, they were here first.
who've been watching quietly with...
Yeah, I was gonna
interest.
say. Alright, hang on, Beetle. Is this en route to Tu Pilios?
No,
I'm going to guess
nothing is
probably
en
not.
route to Pilios. You're in
You
the
kidding?
back...
Pilios is a little piss ball in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
That's what I probably thought. We're gonna have to hold off on getting Matey to
Yeah. That makes sense. And that'll give me time to interspace contact is a thing, like contact from planet to planet.
Yep.
Just making absolutely certain. That'll give me time to get in contact with him, make sure he knows I'm coming, and I'm calling it a debt.
Mm-hmm. Ms. Katasan, must apologize for the slight hold up there, but we'll
that's
get on
Absolutely
our way
fine.
to Pilios. This is Matey, I suppose. Matey, this is Serra and Miporro. They're not part of the crew. We're transporting them somewhere.
He stops cleaning for a moment to turn and he goes, "Oh, hello."
Hello.
He stares for a moment to wait and see if they have anything else to say. And if they don't, then he awkwardly turns around and starts cleaning again.
Robot meal ticket robot. Nice to know you.
Pretty much. You got the description from last week. Do you need me to give a description of Serra and Miporro?
I would need it because Zarg.
Oh, you were Zarging, yeah.
Just for clarification, I kind of have a mental image of her looking like the captain from Treasure Planet.
Oh, Amelia.
Yeah, at least in the
I
dress.
need to just look that up.
Look up Captain
That
Amelia.
would be cool,
yeah.
but I admit that's largely what's the word? Player appeal for me.
Yeah, I
Dave,
just had this like idea of regal kind of blues and gold kind of look. Maybe something with coattails.
Dave,
Yeah.
is this woman voiced by Emma Thompson?
Could conceivably be voiced by Emma Thompson.
Yeah, if you looked her up.
Yes, strange cat girl.
Catwoman, I think you'll find.
It's one of I suppose true. It's one of
Cat girl has different connotations.
Catgirl
Yet
has
another
smarty.
reason this generation is full of furries.
Catgirl has smarty connotations.
Hello.
Yeah, I
true.
was thinking. She is not played by Smarty.
She is not. She is not me. She is a cat lady.
She's a very badass cat lady too.
She is.
Hey, we didn't say she wasn't.
Yeah, I like Treasure Planet.
Because if we did say she wasn't, she'd
I
probably kick
know.
our asses from here to Sunday.
It was
Underrated.
strangely underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love the world too. I totally want to do
I
a
know.
world
Oh yeah, the aesthetic is
game in that.
gorgeous.
I could totally roleplay in that world.
Same. Yes.
I actually have an idea for a steampunk space force. Anyway,
Anyway,
back to Star Wars.
Yada yada yada.
yeah, I can. That's probably not far off what I was imagining. I don't think I had a particularly clear idea of who she was.
But she's
what she
human
looked like,
and not a cat.
Yes,
Yeah.
She's not a
Just
cat.
the outfit.
Although there probably are, feline humanoids in Star Wars. I mean, it's Star Wars.
Oh, without a doubt. I think I've
Somewhere.
seen some.
Excuse
There
me.
is no
Yes,
sci-fi or fantasy thing that doesn't have feline humanoids.
I wouldn't go that far.
That's just kind of the
Okay,
state
yeah, that is
of
hyperbole,
fantasy.
but still. It is the
Yes.
best hyperbole.
Most of how I described her was in terms of kind of her being quite posh and having a kind of received accent and very clearly the beneficiary of
She's money.
the best education best
Oh,
education
so
money can
she's
buy.
very money-seeming.
But
but also
also-
intrepid.
yeah, I mean she's
Uh,
more.
She's not snobby money.
Comes
No,
the
she's
outfit.
she's very very into what she does. She's very if she's what a snob would consider her a bore, basically, because she's too enthusiastic about what she does. She's just
She's a
a
nerd.
little bit clueless about a little
Okay,
bit
then
clueless
people
about
would be
how the
able to
world works
tolerate
and
She's
things.
that.
the kind of woman that there would be an adventure book written about.
Yes.
Got it.
She's essentially the kind of person that loves what they do and just happen to have someone that's backing them.
Miporro is her
Dog's body.
kind of dog's body aid person who follows her around and makes sure she doesn't get into too much trouble. Miporro is probably not human, but he's kind of near human. He's walks hunched over, wears a big cloak, has very pale skin.
Greyish, right?
I did write a description of the thing. What? Sorry?
Greyish skin. I think you said, right?
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
vampire.
He's not a vampire.
No, he's a Nosferatu.
Oh, Jesus.
He does have, yeah. I was about to say, he's got like lots of pockets and lots of things kind of stowed away and rattles as he walks.
Greyish.
He's got a big, yes, 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 a big, yes
He reminds Mac of a droid. She likes him.
Yes.
Is there a catwalk in the main cargo area?
Yeah.
Okay,
Go on then.
thank you.
Makes it easier to store more cargo.
Again, from the inside, I am kind of visualizing Serenity as how it's all laid out. Although
That's
there will
kind
be,
of how I've done it too.
yeah,
Yeah, I think we said it's a cross between Serenity and another class
Another
of
ship that I
actual
believe.
Star Wars ship.
well,
Also,
I say
Jury's
actual Star Wars
Falcon.
from X-wing.
from the
Sorry, from TIE Fighter.
Jury says so she's an anthropologist,
She's an archaeologist.
archaeologist. She seems like
That belongs in a
Yeah, okay.
museum.
yes.
Snakes!
Oh yeah, that's right.
Why does
she's-
it always have to be snakes?
That's right. She's indie. Does she have the hat?
Does she have a whip?
Katie?
You would ask that, wouldn't you?
Look, when you think of Indiana Jones, I think of the hat and the whip.
I know,
and
but
the
I'm
hat
an
is
That's
already
the
asshole.
whip and the theme.
John Williams? What's John Williams doing with Star Wars? Oh wait.
And Harrison Ford, he doesn't belong here either.
He belongs in a museum. Wait.
Wait,
Hey.
hold on. Have you heard the theory that all of Indiana Jones is just a Han Solo's dream while he's in Carbonite?
Bless.
Because all the Star Wars references in Indiana Jones.
I had not heard that theory, but that's quite cute.
Indiana Jones is just Han Solo in a different universe.
Now that I buy.
He's this galaxy's Han Solo. Anyway, Boots
Sorry.
will be on the catwalk, and he's just kind of patrolling, but he hasn't let Matey out of his peripheral vision.
And Beetle
Just-
is going. Sorry.
Just to point out that it will be fairly straightforward to update and replace the LOBs so that Matey will, whatever changes will be removed. But if you want to know,
It might be a good idea to copy him first to see just what the hell it was.
I was about to say, if you want to work out what was changed, that'll be a more complicated matter. And
He
possibly
updated to Windows 10.
Oh,
God,
shit.
no.
everyone dies.
No. Windows.
No, that's
M-
Windows Vista.
Windows M.
Well, yeah, he updated to Vista.
No, Emmy.
I'm gonna die!
Emmy
I
was
don't know,
the. Emmy was
I had
the,
Emmy, it wasn't that bad.
Emmy was the terrible one.
Yeah, Emmy was the terrible one.
To be fair, I can't actually shit on Windows too much anymore, considering the shelter I lived in was paid for in part by Bill Gates.
Oh, you can still shit on Windows. It's not going to stop you, but
I don't think Bill Gates is responsible for all of Windows.
Fair,
Like,
but
you
it
can-
still just feels somewhat disingenuous to
That's
me.
fair. That's fair.
uh,
Bill Gates does seem pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
I can't hear he's a nice guy without hearing that Lazarus Merc high on MedX going, He's a nice guy. Lazarus is a
Okay.
nice guy. Anyway,
Pretty lady.
So, is there anything else you want to do on before with Matey to Matey while you're in orbit around Bruxis before heading off to?
every so often Mac tries to get the memories out again if you'll allow that, but I'm not sure you will because she's failed
I think
twice
at this-
now.
Yeah, I think at this point we'll say
At this point, we've set
It's,
enough of a precedent that it's like, nope, this is slightly beyond her can.
In the meantime, Beetle is going to be contacting her friend.
okay.
And she's just like, Garrus, buddy, hey.
How
why
you
do you
doing?
still have this number?
You called him Garrus?
Yeah.
Is he, what's the
Is he
word? Is he
calibrating?
calibrating?
I get the distinct feeling that I should be angry at this.
I
Garrus
don't know.
is
Garrus is pretty badass.
Garrus is
Garrus,
amazing.
yeah, yes, Garrus
not
is a
Gar-
character from
It's
Mass
Garrus with
Effect.
an E, not Garrus with a U.
Damn.
Yes.
And she says, "Hey, it's great to see you, you bet. So, you still all about that whole, eye for an eye type business, or whatever you called it?"
Oh God, what do you want?
Why do you still have this number?
I love him and I wish to keep him.
Jeez, no need to be snippy. I mean, you are the one who owes me. Point
That is,
Sorry?
and you never let me forget it.
Point is, I'm gonna let you forget it, cause I'm calling in a favor.
Okay. What's the favor?
We're doing a job right now, so it'll be like in a couple of days or something, I don't know. But, we're gonna come by your place, and we got this droid we found on kind of a dead planet, and, someone's been dicking around with his memory, and we'd kind of like you to, one, fix him up and get all his medical shit rechecked out, and, two, figure out what the dickhead did.
Yeah, it's not just the memory, it's his operating parameters.
He's a pirate.
Ah, it's a medical droid then. Hmm.
Yeah. And, I know we gotta update him to be in, standards and stuff so he doesn't kill us or whatever, but, I just really want to make sure that we figure out what's wrong before we make it what's right, because, seems like there's some pretty messed up shit that went down on that mining colony we pulled them off of.
Sabotage.
Everybody died.
And after that, you ain't never gonna have to see my mug again unless I'm paying ya.
All right. I'll
She does drive a compelling bargain, doesn't she?
That is what
Uh,
Veal does.
give me a call when you get to Ord Parthvax, and I will arrange an appointment to take a look at your droid. Then.
Alright, it's a pleasure, you bet. And she shuts down the call. Alright, so we got us an appointment with the droid doctor.
Hey.
I feel like his inner monologue as Vito was describing what was going on was him going, "What I feel like I'm going to end up in a ditch after this."
Indeed.
So, Matey, are you alright with being called Matey? Do you prefer your formal designation, or?
Oh, it's fine if you call me Matey. In fact, it's a bit comforting. The colonists used to call me that.
Yeah, probably because of your, well,
M80.
yeah, exactly. So, do you have any idea of what you'd like to do after we get you checked out? I mean, you're more than welcome to stay here, but is that something you'd like, or do you want to think about it for a little while?
I mean, it's not like you're gonna be eating the food or using the barrier or nothing.
I'm happy to stay with you. It appears that you certainly could use.
Really needs.
really need a clean.
I'll be
It
honest
seems
with you.
like
Be honest with you. We don't have a medic.
It seems that you could certainly use my help, and I don't know where else I would go. So, I'm absolutely happy to stay with you.
All right then.
Alright, cool.
She her face actually lights up, and she holds out her hand to shake.
He looks a bit confused for a moment, then realizes, and then he shakes your hand.
Good to know you, Matey. Welcome aboard.
And when I say looks confused, I mean through body language, since facial
yeah.
expressions.
He's never told me I was good to be on board.
You arrived before me.
I told you it was good to be, have you?
Yeah.
Anna, you arrived after her as well.
That doesn't mean I can't say it's good to ever. We have the same taste in food, which is any.
See, this is why I like you. This is why we get along.
Any food as long as it's sanitary, of course, right?
Sure.
I don't waste no food. Maybe.
Yeah, no,
Matey, this is
Matey
this
stares.
This is Vito. This is Anali. This is This is Boots. This is Varen. That's Clara up there. Don't mind her. She's meant to do that.
That's just how she sleeps.
If she drips any slime at this point, or mucus, I suppose. It is mucus!
It is not slime. It is mucus.
Matey just goes over underneath her, scrubs the mucus off the floor, then goes back to what he's doing.
He just
And then
stands
more-
under her with a bucket.
And then more mucus drips, and then he comes over and scrubs it off,
He's
and
the
goes back to
he's
what
the
he's...
janitor from the hotel in Undertale.
I think you might be fighting a losing battle there, you bet.
Yeah, she does that like on a minutely basis.
Matey looks sad.
She doesn't do it that often, Matey, don't worry.
It's not enough to be a
Yeah.
problem, but it's just a thing that she does.
Welcome aboard, Robo.
Okay.
Matey says, "Thank you. Now, I suppose I should resume cleaning?"
It's up to you, Matey. You certainly don't have to.
He's
I
already gone.
enjoy it. Basically, he doesn't like go before you can even say anything, but like he clearly wants to do it.
The whole time, Andy's just had like just messy overalls.
I mean,
Matey starts scrubbing you.
clean,
not really.
clean, everything must be clean.
Mr.
Bubba's on
Clean! I
Bum.
can't believe that happened, like, the same time that we started the campaign. Anyway,
Yeah.
Matey is revealed to Matey.
yes.
She's thoughtful for a moment, then says, "So long as you stay out of my room, I think we're gonna get along just fine."
He stares at her again.
Vital, staying out of your room is a prerequisite for most people getting on with you.
I don't mind her room.
Yes, but like you said, you have the same taste in food.
Here for Twi'lek stomachs. Only I
Yep.
had one.
Well, technically, you were the one who signed up Anna, so kinda do.
If you frequently suffer from gastrointestinal distress, then perhaps you ought to be more careful about what you eat.
No, not really.
He was
I
talking
mean-
to Vito.
The Beetle looks kind of dark for a moment, then says, she just suddenly smiles again and says, "I'll keep that in mind, you bet."
Come on, matey, how about we find you something to clean away from here?
Okay, Matey says obliviously.
Okay, so as that settles out and the ship starts to smell increasingly of disinfectant, your pilot, who still hasn't turned up, will.
Yeah, I hope. Andrea said she was going to be late, but I wasn't sure why. I just assumed she had dinner, so I don't know.
I hope
From
everything's
what I
okay.
understand, she
Yeah.
was
It's the
she was at a
family thing.
volleyball game of some sort.
Right.
Oh, can she not make it at all?
She's probably not at home right now.
Oh.
The ship will plot a course to the remote planet of Tu Pilios, and jump into hyperspace. Again, it takes you, a couple of hours in hyperspace to get there, which I'm presuming will spend as they.
I'm guessing Baron
in-
doesn't have to stay at the controls the entire time.
Nope.
So he'll
Um,
probably spend some of that time talking to Serra and learning all about the Genocides?
Genocides, yes.
Genocides.
Um,
Oh, by the
They,
way, Ellie has
is that,
informed Mac that she has some samples that Matey gave her, and Mac's just like, you just hold on to those for now. No need to get those out. You just keep those.
Was that a subtle hint for me to explain about the Genucids?
Maybe. Well, actually, it wasn't.
Maybe.
But now that you mention it, that would be quite
Alright.
cool.
Uh,
So, for anyone listening in on what Sarah's saying,
yeah. So Sarah will talk at great length to anyone who will listen about her work researching the Genocid civilization, which is the kind of ancient civilization in the
Of Space
the
Dwemer.
Urwal sector. Sorry,
of Space Dwemer.
based on yes.
I've always
They
been more interested in the things that exist now than the things that was back then, but stuff that's old sells
she
really
looks
well.
scandalized.
But stuff that's old, it's super popular with folks like you who's into that kind of thing, so I'll listen up.
Just because it's old doesn't mean it's bad.
The Genocids
hey,
were
I didn't
also
say that.
Matt
masters.
points at Boots. What?
The Genocids were also masters of subspace technology. They understood subspace communications much more in depth and detail than we even do today.
Oh, so
My research
why haven't we built on their technology?
Because
they
we're
were-
assholes.
their empire was at the tail end of a terminal decline by the time the ancient Duros first started establishing the trade routes out from the core, and that was 20,000 years ago. Their civilization has
Lost to the ages, eh?
lost to the ages. Yes, I think is the term. But my research is hoping to recover
Unlose
some of
them?
that. Yeah. What?
Unlose them?
Yeah, unlose them from the ages.
That's not so bad. I like rich people who actually do something with their lives.
I have I myself made some excavations on another site in Prabatosh, which the showed that the temple structures, what we'd always thought to be temple structures, actually were just the exposed tips of some enormous technological apparatus that drive all the way through the planet's surface, planet's crust, into the magma beneath, and use the raw power of the planet to power their technology. It's not impossible that some of the structures we investigate may still be functioning, even 20,000 years on. Although we're not sure how. We haven't found any functional technology yet.
Sweet. I gotta ask. Anything we should be worried about on this planet?
She stares at you as if she'd never considered that possibility.
Really?
You don't get yourself in death traps very often.
Well, I don't think so, unless we run into some Genucids, but and she kind of laughs.
Vidal just has the flattest stare.
Mac actually points a finger at her, and why would you tempt fate like that?
Miporro actually coughs and says, "We're fairly sure it'll be quite safe. Don't worry."
Okay, cool. This one knows what he's about.
Yes, he does seem like he's
Like he knows what he's doing. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. So after a time, you come up on Tu Pilios, which is a warm, lush planet with dozens of small continents. Serra directs you to one that's located, one in particular that's located in the tropics, at the heart of a vast rainforest. When you reach
Taste
the site,
life in this air.
yeah, it's definitely a change from the last place you were, which was barely livable. In this one is brimming with life. When you reach it, you find that the temple complex is really obvious from the air. It's on a raised plateau, and it's organised in a ring about a mile in diameter. There are some large buildings at the perimeter, and you can see the ruins of a wall among the trees. The outer edge of it is overgrown with plants, but towards the centre there's a kind of raised plaza, which has smooth sand-coloured stone. And while there's kind of a few bushes and creepers there, it's much clearer, and it's clear enough for the ship to land. And at the centre of that kind of ring is the large pyramid structure, which Serra will direct you to land near it. And to help you visualise it, I have a crappy diagram which I will share.
There's OMG diagram.
Yeah, well, sketch. I can send it to the right place.
Open. Oh, you drew a thing. Is that something you drew, honey?
Yes, that's yes.
Oh,
That's
sweet.
Oh.
Thanks for drawing that, Dave. It's cool.
I'll throw that up on stream.
Yep. Fine. Almost as soon as you touch down, Serra will start setting up some recording equipment out the front, including booting up a small droid called PB-82, which is kind of a hovering survey droid, which is going to follow them around the ruins, taking measurements and recordings. And almost immediately she gets very excited and kind of pointing to the readings and things, saying, "It looks like there's power down in the. It looks like there's power in the ruins. There's some of the equipment must still be functioning."
That
Great.
fills me with...
I'm getting the wrench.
Yeah, you do that. That fills me with the need for Anna to be armed. And probably also boots. Boots!
Yeah, I ain't fond of the weapons, so you guys can handle the shooty.
I'm thinking, because it's now just gone past 2:00. I'm thinking possibly we might call the session there.
While we get armed.
Yeah, while you're as you've
Suit
landed in the air.
Suit up and boot up.
And then boot out.
And-
And then boot down.
I'd be okay with that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you very much for DMing, Dave, and thank you, Dally, for streaming.
And thank you everyone for playing.
Yes, thank you all for playing with me.
Thank you for being here, Eli. We're very glad that we seem to have got through an entire stream without you.
Holy shit, we
I'm-
did!
I'm
Oh
glad.
my god!
Well, that's a first.
The magic of Saturday. The day outside it is closed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I feel
so-
like a dick for being happy about that.
Oh, honey. Alright, shall I go ahead and stop the stream?
Yeah, go on
All
then.
right,
Thank you
well-
for listening, everybody.
Yet, good night, and may the force be with you.